Most of my clients assume that to start any kind of business, they will need some form of external capital to start that. And while that's a typical situation, I often remind them of what I call the strategic partnership principle. And I'd like to share a story about one of my mentors, a gentleman by the name of Ron Munz, who started a database company. And so let me describe this. This is a period of time right now when the mini computers, which, if anybody is familiar with mini computers, they weren't very mini. They were about the size of a pickup truck. And they would generally sit in a computer room with a raised floor and glass and windows on it. I mean, most businesses were very proud of them. And you basically, rented time to be able to get access to the mini computer, to get access to it. But things began to change, and we started to see the influx of PCs. And one of these companies came to Ron's company, it was a database company, and said, I'd like you to write me a database, and I'd really want this database program to do something for me. Basically, I would like to be able to track all the PCs in my business. Because what he realized was that, some of the PCs were optimized for engineering, and they might have a chart plotter connected to them. Other PCs might have been optimized for word processing, and they might have had a dot matrix printer connected to it. And so Ron said, yeah, I think I know we can develop a database to track all those kinds of things for you. But he says, before I go ahead and I just do a job for you on a fee for service basis, he says, if I can go ahead and I can locate several other people who have similar requirements, would you all be willing to share the expenses? Now, let me be clear. If you're doing a database storage device, keeping track of the PCs that you have on site, it's not something that's customer facing, and it's certainly not something that's going to differentiate you from the rest of the world. And as a result of that, they readily agreed, and Ron found several other businesses that were all needing a similar kind of a program. And so just put some numbers around it. Let's say the cost of that was roughly $100,000. He said, listen, I'll charge each one of you, $34,000, and we'll get the project done. But since I've saved you a significant amount of money, what I want to do is I'd want to own the underwriting code for that, and then I can use that product and I will sell it to other people out there in the marketplace. Now, again, this is a back office thing. It's not something that would differentiate one company from another, and all these companies readily agreed to that. So as Ron developed the program and he delivered it to them, and of course he collected all their specifications, and so this program was exactly meant for what they needed. It was custom made for them. And then essentially Ron went out and was able to use that program and actually sell that to other companies. Now, how much did it cost Ron to develop that particular product? It cost him nothing because he created a strategic partnership. And often what I tell people is I tell them one of your first products that you ever develop, you want to make it a minimally marketable product. And by that, I mean market it or design it for one or two or three very specific customers for which are part of the design process for which you're doing that. So I hope you can take the idea of a strategic partnership and maybe incorporate that into your business and other ways to use a customer's money to help fund your business.